Yeah, that's right. My name is Jelly Driver. Jelly Driver is the way that the most foreign people pronounce my name. In Dutch, it's Jelle Driver, and I'm going to talk to another Dutch guy, and his name is also really Dutch. It's Wilco de Kreij. How do American people or English language people pronounce your name, Wilco?
It's sort of like Wilco de Kreij or Wilco de Kreij, like something like that. They're not really sure how to.
A couple of weeks ago, I talked to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he said for the beginning of my podcast, you're listening to and then he said, Jelly Driver? So yeah, no, your last name is really common. Okay, so
yeah, right.
Wilco, we're going to talk about your newest product. It's in Dutch, so I'm not going to share the link to our previous interview, but we've spoken before about Connect Leads and Up Viral, and you have more products you've launched. Maybe you can have a really short introduction. Who are you, and what are these previous products? And then we're going to talk about your newest launch that's really, really promising for marketeers, especially marketeers that are marketing on Facebook. So, Wilco, who are you, and what are Up Viral and Connect Leads?
Yeah, sure thing. So, hey, I'm Wilco de Kreij, or Wilco de Kreij. I'm from the Netherlands, just like Jelle. And I've been an online entrepreneur for about 12, 13 years-ish, so for quite a long time already. Started out in the Netherlands doing affiliate marketing, SEO, AdWords, like using all kinds of traffic sources. But a couple of years back, I ran into some issues where I needed some tools in my business, some software, and I hired someone to build them, and one thing led to another. And these days I'm running one software company. So what we do is we develop tools that help other businesses and other marketers to grow their business. So a familiar one is Up Viral. It's a tool to basically go more viral. So basically a referral based engine, so you can actually incentivize your customers or your audience to share your side of your business with others, and it's a win-win because they'll get an extra, they'll get some kind of a reward, or they can win a contest while you get extra leads as the reward. So that's Up Viral.
Extremely powerful. Sorry that I interrupt you. Extremely powerful tool. We are using it for a while now, and it's crazy what people can do with it, and the exposure you get from one ad, because other people have an incentive to retweet it or to share it on Facebook or whatever, to share it via email. So the way I explain is you have one advertisement, and you get a couple of people opt in, you pay for those, and then they are going to spread it for you. That's crazy. Okay, next one, Connect Leads.
So Connect Leads is what is our most recent Facebook product, which we launched end of last year. And what Facebook did at that point is Facebook allowed us to run Facebook lead ads. And using lead ads, you can run a Facebook ad, and people only need to click on it, and then Facebook will pre-fill their name, their email address, etc. So they don't need to actually type it out, which is great for people who are on a mobile device, because on a tiny keyboard, they're not gonna fully write out their email. So this makes it super easy to collect leads on Facebook, but the problem is that in order to get those to your autoresponder, you need to log into Facebook, download a CSV file, upload it to your autoresponder, and do that like 3-4 times a day, like as often as you can, which obviously is a big hassle, so you're not going to do that. So what we did, or what Connect Leads does, is it connects those Facebook lead ads to your autoresponder, no matter which autoresponder it is, and whenever someone clicks on that Facebook lead ad, immediately you're going to get that lead into your autoresponder, so you can then send out an automatic email reply, for example, and they'll be added on your email list. So that's Connect Leads, and that's I think, Jelle, you've been using it for a while already.
Absolutely, and you know what? It's actually, to be honest, I think it's crazy that Facebook doesn't offer this functionality. Let's be honest. I think it's crazy that they have such a powerful tool to connect names and email addresses. Wait a minute, my connection is... yeah, we're back. I think it's extremely strange that Facebook is not offering this functionality. Let's be honest. It's super powerful that you can let people pre-fill an opt-in form and opt into your list. Only your list is at that point a CSV file which is in your Facebook ads account. So it costs a shitload of work to get all these opt-ins on your autoresponder. I think it's crazy, and I'm really, really happy that you have connected these two dots, because I think I paid less than $200 during your launch for for connect leads, and if I count the amount of money that it saves me to get all, and it's fully automated by now. It's just one setup, and then it's fully automated. So absolutely, I'm really happy with that product, and therefore, being so happy about UpViral and connect leads, I'm really looking forward to your next launch. I'm really curious. What are you going to do this time?
So yeah, this time we're launching Connect Retarget. It's going live on July the 7th. And first, let me ask you a question. Are you running any retargeting ads at the moment? Have you ever run any retargeting? Of course. Exactly. Like what I always say, like if you're not running retargeting ads, you're literally leaving money on the table. Because the truth is that people don't buy everything all at once, right? If they're going to see your sales page, it's not like, oh, we're going to buy it right away. It's what they call the rule of 7. So people need to see it a couple times before they actually buy it. Like no matter how optimized your sales page is, some people they're not just going to buy it right away. So they need to be reminded because they're not just going to come back by themselves. So we need to run retargeting ads to remind them. And I mean, the stats prove themselves. It's the best converting kind of ads that you can run.
And it's really logical as well, because if people come to your site, watch your product and leave, and come to your site again, watch your product and leave, so they don't hit the thank you page, of course those persons are way hotter to target, and the chance,
the warm audience.
Absolutely. So the chance that you will get a conversion on those people's way higher than completely cold leads who've never heard of you. So yeah, absolutely. Retargeting is really powerful. But what is your new product going to do in this case?
So when you're retargeting on Facebook, there is one major issue, and that is that Facebook sees everyone the same. So no matter whether someone goes to your website and they close it right away because they're not even remotely interested, versus someone who goes to your website and they think, hey, wow, and they stay on your site for 5 minutes and then they scroll all the way down and maybe they close it and the next day they come back. Exactly. Those two kinds of traffic, they're completely different. Well, Facebook says, hey, they're both the same. I mean, you can say which page they visited, but you cannot say anything about how they interacted on your website. And that's where Connect Retarget comes in. So using Connect Retarget, you can, for example, say, well, I don't want to retarget everyone. I just want to retarget those who stayed on my site for X amount of time, or those who scrolled all the way to the bottom or scrolled all the way to a certain point on my page, for example, or those that came back to my site at least X amount of times, or maybe even like if someone came from YouTube to your website, maybe you want to retarget only those who originally came from YouTube and show a Facebook video ad, because I mean they're already into video, right? So you can even say, well, where did the visitor actually come from, or did they come from Google? I mean, that's a different kind of visitor as well, right? So basically what Connect Retarget allows you to do is we're sending a bunch of extra data in an anonymous way to Facebook, which you can then use to run your retargeting ads.
I think that's crazy. So now we have this pixel of Facebook on the website, and when a visitor visits that website, the pixel got triggered. So the visitor has viewed the site because the pixel is triggered. But if they leave a second later, then they've read nothing on that page, so they have no idea what you're talking about. So if you're going to spend money showing ads to those people, assuming that they know what you're talking about because they visit that page, that's crazy. That's a waste of money. So that's one. I think. In Dutch we say voordeel.
Benefit?
Yeah, absolutely. That's it. That's one big, huge benefit of your tool, that you're going to target really, really specific. But there are more parameters. So it's how long they visited the page, if they've scrolled down to 25, 50, or 75%, if I'm right.
Yes, correct.
And even traffic sources. So if you have an advertorial on another website and people come from that website to your page, you can show them other advertisements than when they're via Google, an example.
Exactly. And you know what's interesting? When you're running a Facebook ad, you can say, well, I want to target only desktop or only mobile, for example, right? That's obvious. Everybody knows that who's running Facebook ads. But what you can do with Connect Retarget, you can also see what they use when they were visiting your site. So you can say, well, I want to retarget everyone who visited my site on a mobile, but I'm going to show the ads to everyone who's on their desktop. And that way you can make sure that everyone who finds your site on a mobile, where they're probably not going to buy your product, right? Because they're just on a mobile. But then you're going to grab their attention when they're back on their desktop, right? So No, you can show your ads to desktop only, but if you're using retargeting ad, it will show like even if they first came to their desktop and then they're back at the desktop, they're still being retargeted. Now you can say, well, only if they first visit on mobile, and you can even run an ad saying, hey, I see you're back on your desktop. Great. Let's check it out again here. Like we have this X, Y, or Z benefit that you really need to check out, something like that, right? So there's just a whole bunch of extra things. And the best thing is you can even combine these things. So it's not just, hey, if they stayed for 2 minutes, you can even say, well, they need to have stayed for 2 minutes, but they also need to at least scroll to a certain point on my page. So you can just combine it, you can just go nuts. And for example, if for the more advanced users, I'm not sure if you use that, but for the Google Analytics URLs, with like the UTM source, etc. Yeah, this is more for the advanced users. But if you're using that, you can even say, well, I only want to retarget my, for example, a certain UTM source or a certain UTM medium. So if you're running, for example, a media buy campaign, you can for example, I don't know where, but on media buy on a website somewhere, and you can actually retarget just those visitors and follow them through the funnel of your campaign. I mean, that's just something that's not possible without Connect Retarget.
You've obviously already tried it and tested it. I assume I haven't. So I really can't. I just can't wait to start and try and get my own case study with Connect Retarget. I didn't know about the UTM codes as well. And if people are listening and say, I have no idea what he's talking about, UTM, just Google the Google URL builder and read what's on that page, and you'll get and Google or check it out on YouTube. But it's really powerful. You can see in analytics where your visitors are coming from. That's interesting. So you can see what ads on what pages are sending traffic, or is my email newsletter sending traffic. But now what Wilco was saying, and what I now understand is that I can even target these retargeting ads based on these UTM codes that are in the URLs. Yeah, that's crazy powerful. Tell me, have you tried it already? Yes, of course. You've done some studies.
Yeah. We tried to try everything before
of course.
we would even ever release it.
I'm happy to hear that, but I didn't expect anything else. Tell me a little bit on the results on your own personal case study.
Yeah, so a while ago we ran a special offer on UpViral, the tool that I just mentioned, and during that time I wanted to test Connect Retarget. So what I did is, instead of just testing Connect Retarget, I actually created a normal retargeting audience like you would normally do, as well as some Connect Retarget audiences. So I wouldn't just see how it converted, but also see how it converted compared to the normal kind of audience, right? So what I noticed was that because I was retargeting visitors who stayed on for X amount of time, and I scrolled to a certain point. So I was retargeting the most engaged kind of visitors, right? So what I realized is that I cut my cost in half. My Connect Retarget audiences cost me around half of what I was paying for the other group, while I got double the conversions from that Connect Retarget audience. So in total, I got a 384% improvement by using Connect Retarget without changing any of the ads, without changing any of the landing pages and all of that. And altogether, we did close to just over $35,000 in sales within that week from retargeting. So every sale was worth $297, and that's yearly, but let's make it easy and just say it's $297. And using the Connect Retarget audiences, that costed me €1.50, which give or take, I think $160, $170 ish, something like that, because that account is in euros. I would take that any second of the day, right? So. Yeah, it was insane. But like I said, it's really because like the group of people that wasn't even interested, that closed this site down within no time. I wasn't spending money on them. I was only spending money on those who actually stayed on my site. And I know if they're going to stay on my site for a few minutes, or if they're going to come back, or if they scroll all the way down, they are somewhat interested, right? So they're already hot. They're thinking about it, that they're considering it, and that makes it so much easier to get them to convert and become a customer as well.
And you can connect and add up these parameters. So what I hear you say is that they stayed longer than X seconds or minutes, and they've scrolled to at least 50% of the page. Yeah. So you can, okay. Yeah, that's great. Okay, when is the launch? It's from today, but how long? So it's 7th of July, and
Yeah,
for
it's
how long?
5 days long. So
5 days.
It closes down at the 11th at Monday night at midnight EST, New York time zone.
Yeah, okay. And then I'm, of course, and like everybody else, really curious, what's it gonna cost?
Well, as a special offer, because we always love it when people take action fast, we're giving them a special discount for the first 5 days only. So for the first 5 days, we decided to give away a lifetime license. So after the 5 days, it's going to be recurring. It's going to only be monthly or yearly, like most software businesses, right? So for everyone, as our way of saying thank you, if they get in during the first 5 days, they're going to get a lifetime license. So then they need to worry about paying another fee next year again. So it's $197. And that will give you access for life. So, yeah, and of course we have a 30-day refund guarantee. In case people think, well, this sounds great at all, but they just want to try it out. I mean, go for it. Install the pixel, run a retargeting ad. We're confident we can say that because people are gonna absolutely love it. And if they won't, we're fair and square. We'll give you your money back. But I know they're gonna love it. So, yeah.
So actually that's really powerful. So you have 5 days launch, $197 for a lifetime license. And if people don't like what they see, if it doesn't add any value, if they're not convinced in a couple of days, then they have a 30-day money back, no questions asked. Just
send me a message and I'll wire it over.
And okay. Well, so it's better to just make a decision in those 5 days, in the coming 5 days, or actually now, to start working with Connect Retarget. And if you don't like it, then you have a 30-day guarantee. But if you wait longer than these 5-day launch and you'll buy it later on, then of course I assume you still have the 30-day money back, right?
But you're gonna pay more.
You're gonna pay more, and you're gonna pay recurring. So you're gonna pay monthly or yearly based. So if you're into marketing, if you want to sell your stuff, if you want to have more opt-ins and you want to pay less per opt-in, start, even without Connect Retarget, start using retargeting ads. Go for it. Do it. But if you really want to go for it, start with Connect Retarget. Make a decision today. Buy the lifetime license for $197. And if you don't like it, you have a 30-day, no questions asked, money back guarantee. So there's no risk, and you have 30 days.
Let me just give you a good tip for everyone who's watching. I mean, this you can use everyone who's starting a retargeting campaign, even if you're not using Connect Retarget. But this is an ad that you can really easily create, right? So you already told them create a retargeting ad. But I know people sometimes think, well, what kind of ad should I create? And this is the simplest ad that you can create. You don't need to be creative. What you do, you go into the Facebook Ads Manager, you create a new ad, and you select the carousel. And that means that you can have multiple images next to each other in like a sort of like a slider. And then you're going to grab some testimonials from your customers. So for every one of those images, you're going to use a photo of one of your customers, just their face. And then in the text below, you're going to start like quote and then have their testimonial. That's it. That so far, that's my most powerful, my best converting retargeting ad that I've been using. So I wasn't creative. All I said was, hey, have a look at what our other customers are saying. And then they see all those photos from our customers. But every photo, there's a quote, the kind of results that they've been getting using in our case, our tools, but whatever your product or service is. So you don't need to be creative, because social proof is the best kind of the best kind of mechanism that you can use in order to get someone to, convince someone to become a customer. So if you're not sure what kind of retargeting ad to run this kind of ad. It's super simple to create. You don't need to be creative. It will cost you literally a couple minutes, and it will definitely be worth your while.
Wow. Okay. So this is a really this is great advice. Buy Connect Retarget. You have a 30-day, your 30 days time to test if it works for you. During this 30 days, you create at least one retargeting ad or one ad with a Facebook carousel. You go to your Power Editor or to your ads account. You make a carousel ad. Grab the testimonials of your clients. Put in their picture. Do you need to ask your clients if they agree?
Yeah.
I think that's good to do. And then as a text, you put in the quote, and then they click on it and they go to a website, or do you? Okay.
I just send them back to the sales page, and that was it. But the fact that they saw those quotes and those testimonials already, gave them the convincing part of. Yep.
Right. If people are listening and want to know more about Connect Retarget, they can go to. It's in English, so Jelly Driver is not the best site to go to. I think let's send them to mrpodcast.nl. mrpodcast.nl/connect. So mrpodcast.nl/connect, and there you will find everything about this new tool of Wilco de Kreij. Wilco, I know you're really busy, so I want to thank you a lot for taking the time to on this early morning in the Netherlands to share with me and our listeners and viewers on YouTube what Connect Retarget is about. And if you are listening or watching and you want to know more about how I'm using it and what results we are having in these next 30 days with Facebook carousel ads and all the other ads we're doing, and you want to have a case study, make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and to this podcast. Wilco, thank you very, very much, and I wish you a lot of luck and success during these 5 extremely busy days.
Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it. Have a great day.